Crawl stars Kaya Scodelario. Sorry, I probably butchered that name. And is directed by Alexander Asia. Sorry, I probably didn't pronounce that right either. Sorry about that. But I just got back from Crawl and I loved this movie. But if you have not seen Crawl, I definitely recommend you do not watch this video because there will be major spoilers for Crawl. But yeah, so if you have not seen Crawl, I definitely recommend you do not watch this video. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Major spoilers for Crawl. So Crawl is a new film. It's about an alligator, or it's about this girl named Haley. She goes to her old house, I think, and then her dad is like stuck under the house in like a basement thing. So she goes down there, she finds him. There's like a giant bite on his shoulder, and she's like, what the heck? So then she puts him on this thing and she starts to pull him towards where she walked in because there's this dog named Sugar that helped her find him. And so she pulls him up. Actually, the movie started with her at like swimming practice and she was swimming and stuff, which is like foreshadowing that she's a really good swimmer to outswim the gators later in the film. So yeah, so it shows that, and then it shows her talking to her sister Beth, talking about, hey, can you go to Dad's house or something? She's like, have you heard from Dad? He hasn't been answering my calls. So she's like, oh, I'll go check on him. So then she does, and then she finds him, So, all right, so she's pulling him to the stairs, and then this giant alligator bursts through the floor, and she's like, ah! And I was like, dang, this movie's getting started quick. Like, this movie just starts, like, immediately. Like, the alligator comes in, like, not even that long into the movie. Like, it doesn't wait. This movie's just like, boom, alligator, which is like, oh my gosh. Like, the alligator pops up, like, really not that far into the movie. It pops up, like, not even halfway through the movie. It's, like, very soon. So, it's crazy. So, she sees the alligator. She's like, oh, crap. So, she drags the dad back down there. And the alligator's following her, but then she goes through these pipes that are like really huge that the alligator can't get through. But it's like, dang, the alligator pops up so early into the movie. Like, this movie just kickstarts like immediately. It's like, oh my gosh. But yeah, so she sees the alligator. She's like freaked out. The dad wakes up and he's like, be careful, there's a giant alligator. And she's like, yeah, I know, we already met. It's like, it's like, yeah, they did. Holy crap. It's crazy, man. So yeah, and then she goes to get something, and then there's 2 alligators. There's 2. I was like, what the heck? There's more than 1 alligator? Which is crazy, because in the trailer they show it like there's only 1 alligator. There's only 1 going around. But it's like, no, there's like 10 alligators in this movie. It's insane. It was crazy. I was like, dang, there's like 10 of them, but right now there's only 2. So she sees the 2, she's like, what the heck? And then she goes back with her dad, and she's like, Dad, there's 2 alligators. He's like, what? And she's like, yeah, 2. It's insane that there's 2 of them. Why do I keep doing this? I don't know. It's insane. There's 2 alligators. But yeah, so then it starts to like flood in there, and like they're in the basement of this house like for like half of the movie. It's crazy. Which in the trailer they make it seem like they're gonna be down there the whole movie. In the trailer they're like they're down here the whole entire movie, but no, that's not the case. But yeah, it's starting to flood in there, and they have this dog named Sugar that's not down there. But then they start to see, I can't remember if this is before or after the grocery scene. I think I'm going to talk about the grocery scene first. So there's this grocery scene. These people are like taking stuff from the store because no one's there. And they have like a boat because it's like flooded. It's so flooded. So these people are like taking stuff from the store. And then Haley, the main character, is like shining a flashlight out through like one of the holes in the, because there's like a bunch of holes that are kind of like windows, but they're not windows. She's shining her flashlight through it. And she's like moving it around. And the guy's like, I think I see some over there, and he starts walking up to it. And then in the background, you see the girl on the boat start getting attacked by an alligator. You get to see it in the background. It's like, oh shoot, dude, turn around! There's an alligator over there. And then it gets close to her, and the alligator's just eating her. It's like, oh my gosh, it's insane. So this alligator eats her, And then this guy, he turns around, he's seeing her getting eaten. He's like, oh shoot! And then like he yells to his friend, "There's a gator in the water!" And his friend's like, "What?" And then his friend starts to walk up, and then his friend is like walking by the boat, the guy who screamed that there's an alligator, and then like the alligator starts like throwing him up against the window and stuff, and the guy in the store is like, oh shoot! So he's like banging this dude up against the window and stuff. The alligator's like eating him, and he's like, oh my gosh. And then the guy in the store sees on the security camera like something moving in the water. He's like, and then he gets eaten too. It's like, oh my gosh, this is insane. This movie is crazy, and I loved every second of it. It's insane. But this dude's getting eaten. Is like, oh my gosh, what is happening? And then we cut back to Haley and her dad in the bottom of the house. And then later there's two cops on a boat. Actually, I forgot to talk about that scene. Before when Haley's about to go to her dad's house, this guy stops her, and like I guess they know each other. He's like, "Oh, hey Haley, sorry I can't let you through here." She's like, "I gotta check on my dad." He's like, "No, I can't let you go through here." So she turns around, starts to drive back, and she's like, "Oh, screw it." And then she goes to like another way that's all muddy, and he's like, "Wait, no!" And then, the house, and then now we're back to here. So yeah, so she's like, they see the two cops on the boat. She's like, "Hey!" And then one of the cops, the cop that she knows, I don't think he's an actual cop, like the guy that she knows, goes into the house. And the dad's like banging on like a metal thing with a shovel to try and get his attention. She's like banging up on the floor. And then the dog, Sugar, comes up and is like, "Woo!" And then like he finds the stairs to where they're at in the basement. I don't think it's a basement, I'm not sure. But he finds the stairs to go down where they are. And they're like, "Wait, don't come down, there's an alligator." And he's like, shoot. And he like looks up. He's like, "Pete," he's like talking on his walkie-talkie. He's like, "Pete, do you copy?" And then the giant alligator comes up and bites him and pulls him down. It's like, oh my gosh. So this alligator's just eating him, like swinging him around. It kind of reminded me of Jaws, like in the beginning of Jaws when he bites that girl, and he's like, the shark is like taking her around, like that's what the alligator does. It's like swinging him around, like, oh my goodness. So this guy's crazy. Like, this alligator's crazy. So it's like, it's insane. So it kills that guy. It's crazy. Oh, and before that, I keep skipping stuff. There's a part where when the girl first sees the two alligators, she like runs back, and the alligator like bites her leg and drags her back, and then she like kicks it a few times. It was just crazy. And then she goes back to hide in this area, and she's like, "I'm all right, Dad." And he's like, "You don't sound all right." And she's like, "I'm safe." Okay, but so back to where we were. But yeah, so this alligator kills that guy, and then this other guy, the boat is like moving by itself, and he's trying to get it started so he can get back closer to the house, and he's like, "What the heck is not starting?" And there's like moss on the propeller, so he's like trying to get it off. He can't see it because he's not in the lake, but he's like, it's not a lake, it's just a road, but that's flooded. But he's trying to get this moss off of the propeller, and then like 5 or 6 alligators swarm him and just tear him apart. It is insane. I was like, what the? This is amazing. It's so crazy. This movie is crazy, and I love it. It's great. This movie's so good. They're just tearing this dude apart. It's like, holy crap. But then, so, Haley, the dad, like, drowns, but then she, like, gives him CPR, and he wakes up. It's like, oh, thank goodness. And the dog is there. And then they go out to that grocery store, and they see all the alligators, and they're like, "We're not going to make it." And then the dad's like, "No, dive in the water, and you can swim over there. Remember what you are," which is like a reference to earlier, because they call her like an apex predator, which is what motivated her to swim super fast when she was younger. So yeah, that's really cool. So she dives, she swims there, she gets the boat, she drives over. The dad and Sugar get on, and then more water comes in to flood them. It's like these characters in this movie, they never get like a second to breathe. It's just something happens to them all the time. The alligators, they drop something, they try to get it, the alligator comes at them. It's like, and then they find this boat, and then more, and then it floods again, more water. It's like these characters never get a second to breathe until the end of the movie. But before this, they actually did kill both alligators that were down there with them. The dad like stabbed one with a shovel, like in the neck. Oh, and Haley found eggs. Like, there was like a bunch of eggs. I was like, oh my gosh, how many alligators are there? And there was like a baby one. I thought a baby one was gonna like bite her or something, but no, you do see like a little baby one though, I think, like swimming around. So yeah, then they get out and they get this boat, and then like more flood comes in, and it's like, and it pushes them back into the house that they just got out of. It bursts them through the window. It's like, oh my gosh, and it's like the whole house is flooding now. And then Haley is like on top of the counter, and the dad is like on the. He goes, meet me at the stairs, and he's like running through, and then he gets to the stairs, but then alligator like bites his leg. Or no, before that, the dog comes and he's like, oh, Sugar. And so he puts Sugar on top of the stairs, and then this alligator starts attacking him, like biting his arm, and then it has his arm and it twists it. The alligator like twists his arm. It's like this. So many scenes in this movie were so painful to watch. It's like, because there's a part where his like, you see the dad's leg and there's like a bone sticking out, and he like sticks this thing through it, and it like shows the whole thing. It's like, oh, it looks so painful. But yeah, so the alligator bites the dad's arm and like twists it. It's like, oh, it looks so painful. Oh, it's crazy, man. It looks so painful, dude. So the dad's like, and then the girl, I keep forgetting Haley. There's a part where she gets bit by an alligator on the arm, and she's holding a gun, and she like shoots inside of the alligator. That part was in the trailer, I think. But she's like shooting it inside of the alligator, and she kills it. It's like, oh my gosh. Okay, but yes, the dad's arm gets bitten, and the alligator twists it, and then Haley comes, and I think they either injure or kill this alligator. Oh, no, the alligator follows. No, wait, no. I don't know. There's a part where Haley's swimming away from an alligator, and she gets in the shower and closes it so the alligator can't get in, but then she's like, wait a second, I have a plan. She opens the door, she hops over the shower, and she turns the shower water on, and then the alligator goes in the shower. She hops over the shower and closes it so the alligator's trapped in there, which is awesome. Yes, then she's with the dad. Oh, I know, that's after this part. So she tells the dad to go in the attic to go up to the roof, and he's like, okay, and then he puts Sugar up there, and then he goes up there, and she grabs this walkie-talkie thing to try and get help, but then, like, she swims out. She sees this ginormous alligator. It is huge. It's like a megalodon alligator. Okay, it's not that big. It's not that big. It's really big, though. And she swims out. She goes back in the house, and then the shower scene happens, I think. And then the dad goes in the attic, and she like goes to grab this walkie-talkie, and then the alligator like breaks a window and comes in. It's like, oh my gosh. So then she swims out of the house. The alligator's following her, and then the alligator's about to bite her leg. It's like, and then it's like the what is it called? The gutter, I think. It like falls, and the alligator bites it because it's like it's about to bite her, but then the gutter falls, bites it, and then something like is going through the water, and it hits the alligator, makes it go flying, or like not flying, like makes it go down the stream or whatever. And then Haley gets on the roof, and the dad and Sugar are already up there, and they see a helicopter. It's like a rescue helicopter, and they're like, a helicopter, yes! And she has a flare, but earlier, it was like not too long before this, she burned an alligator with the flare. It's like, ooh, dang. But yeah, so she lights this flare. She's like, help us! And then the helicopter's like flying down towards them, putting something down for them to get in. And then she looks at her dad and smiles, and the movie ends. I was like, oh my gosh, that movie was amazing. I loved this movie, and I love the ending. They finally get rescued. You don't get to see them get on the helicopter. You don't see them get on the helicopter, but it's insane. It's so good. But yes, I got rescued, which made me so happy. I was like, finally, these characters have gone through so much in this movie. So much stuff happened to them in this movie. But yeah, guys, I loved Crawl. I absolutely loved this film. And I'm going to give Crawl a Trapped in the Ocean, which is my best rating. But yeah, guys, let me know what you guys thought of Crawl. Did you love it? Did you hate it? I loved Crawl. But I'm going to give it a Trapped in the Ocean. But yeah, guys, please give this video a like. Please subscribe. Really helps out. I love y'all. And check out some other videos. Crawl. Man, I love this movie.